The NFL debut of Quinshon Judkins, Browns radio analyst Nathan Zegura with his thought on Judkins and his role.
I think he's ready to go, and I think it's just more a matter of conditioning, not knowledge. From my understanding, he has been on top of everything. Even when he was away, he stayed on top of everything, understood the playbook, understood it, and really kind of picked up right where he left off after having a tremendous early portion of the offseason, through the OTAs and the mini camp. So they're very excited about him. It's going to be more about conditioning, but I would expect this. Quinshon Judkins is going to be the bell cow for this football team, and they are hoping that could be this week, and if it's not this week, it'll be the week after, and then that'll be the status quo as long as he's healthy.
G. Bush, I know he had 61 yards, 31 of it on that run that was, let's call it what it was in garbage time. But I did like what I saw from him. Patience, burst, physical. He brings, I can see why you would think, this is the guy for this run game.
You need a guy like that. He's a guy. Like, he's one of them. Like, it's levels to it. I always say it's levels to it. He's one of them. You see the difference between what him and Dylan Sampson bring. There's a level of physicality. The stiff arm on the sideline. He has the burst. There was one play early in the game where I saw he took the carry, looked at A gap, B gap, didn't see anything, and decided, listen, I got enough juice to get around the outside, and I'm going to take 7 yards. And if you can get a guy who is able to do those type things for you, you're going to have an opportunity to be successful. So for me, I like what I saw, but I think you point out a very good thing. Let's not get it twisted. There's 30 of them came in garbage time. Other than that, it was 2 yards to carry. If you take that out of the mix, you got to understand something that the Browns need to be able to run that more consistently, not just in the fourth quarter when the Ravens ain't looking. They need to be able to do that type of stuff first quarter, second quarter, goal line, different things like that. I'm encouraged by what I saw because I think he has the requisite skills to be a dude who can make guys miss and to make your life a lot easier on offense and be a weapon. But it also all starts up front, and it also starts with can the Cleveland Browns do and run the football when people know it's coming and they need to get 2-3 yards and they need to stay ahead of the change. So I like what he did. I'm gonna take all the yards. It was his first game. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. When you're dealing with young players, anytime a young player gets in the game and shows something and gives you something, kind of like what Dylan Gabriel did. I mean, it was garbage time, but you'd rather have him be successful in garbage time than not be successful in garbage time, right? Because if he came in and threw a pick six, we'd be talking about it. So we got to kind of keep the same energy when it comes to young guys as they're growing and developing. But I think it's good to differentiate for a guy developing, learning, and getting it done like Quinshon Judkins, who's in his first game, and a guy who's developed and been in the league for a long time like DeJuan Jones, and you expect him to have a certain level of play.
Yeah, without question. And the Browns have been awful on first downs. PFF grades them as the worst offense on first downs. The run was bottom 6. The pass was a little better, but not much. So if you're looking for what's wrong with the offense, they're getting beat on first down, and they don't have any explosion to come back from 1st and 8, 1st and 9.
Can't do it. And for me, being a guy who has advocated, I'm going to look at playing a rookie sooner rather than later. I think my personality is I would play him way more than quicker than a lot of people would, because I just want to figure out what we're doing, and I want to see what Kevin Stefanski can do with some of those young guys. But to play devil's advocate for people who push back against that, they'll tell you, hey, look, if DeJuan Jones is missing tackles and missing his assignments now, how is that? And it's affecting Joe Flacco in a way. And he's a veteran who's seen everything in this league, from defenses to what they want to do to him. If he got the answers to the test and he's struggling, what you think is going to happen to people who don't have the answers to the test, who might struggle with processing, who might struggle with, figuring out what the defense is trying to do to them, to getting the ball out quick at their hands on time, and they're going to have some, restrictions put around them with the offense being simplistic. Then if your receiver's not catching the ball, if you can only run the ball for 2 yards of carry, and your offensive line is not looking good, then how do you expect these young guys to have any sort of success and evaluate them if the veterans who know the answers to the test aren't doing what they need to be doing?